it's Amanda here from Scrimpingmommy.co.uk, and today I'm going to make a very special box. My filming was interrupted. I don't edit, so I'm having to start again, hence that part is pre-done. So this is the sample that I made of my box, and when it's finished it measures 4.5 by 4.5 by 2 inches deep. It's a substantial size box. It's awesome. It does fit very snugly inside each other. Hence on this sample I've put thumb notches at each side. So if you don't want to decorate the box how I'm about to decorate mine, you could do this. It's a brilliant size. You can put tissue inside it and line it with toiletries, miniature toiletries. It would fit a scarf in beautifully. It would fit gloves in, socks for a bouquet. You could put socks and a little miniature deodorant or whatever. Loads of things you can do with these, with this particular size box. Okay, so without further ado, what you need is 2 pieces of cardstock cut at 8.5 by 8.5 inches. One way that you can, you know, cut your costs slightly is to use the heavy white cardstock that comes in the back of your DSPs. I do save mine. I'm just using regular Whisper White here today. And so on one of the 8.5 by 8.5 pieces, you need to score all 4 sides at 2 inches, which I've already done here. So I've scored it at 2, turned 2, 2 and 2. And then this is where we go up to. Oh, my phone went off, so I've had to start again. So I've cut on that one up to the score line, and then I'm just going to turn it, and I'm going to cut that one up to the score line. And what it does, it alternates the flaps, so it goes round in a circle like that, turn again, and it just gives you a very even width all the way around on your box then, rather than 2 tabs facing one side and you've got them going round consistently. Okay. And what I will also do is just very gently notch each one. Just a slither, just to make sure that it's not protruding when you put your sides together. You don't want this showing over the top of over there, if you know what I mean. It's not a pretty look. So we're notching all of that. It's quite a substantial box, so you know, just bear with me. The cherry on the cake of this box is the decorating, and I'm going to be using the Night of Bethlehem set, and I'm using the dies. They're stunning, absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to be using those to decorate my box, and I'm going to layer them up, and it's going to look amazing. Well, I hope it is, because I don't have a sample with the dies on. I only have a sample of the shape of the box, so we will see, you know, how it turns out. So that is my, this is the box, so this is the bottom. Okay. I will use fast fuse just for the sake of the video. I would prefer to use wet glue, but I don't want to wait for it to dry, so I'm going to use fast fuse. However, can I strongly recommend that you do use wet glue. It's quite a substantial box. You don't want it coming undone at all. Although fast fuse is brilliant on cards, I personally prefer wet glue if I want it to last. And because we're going to decorate this box so beautifully, I know that whoever receives it will want to keep it. It's not a box that's going to go in the bin. So we want it to last. Okay, there we go. I'll just put that straight. If you can see my dressing gown poking through, it's because it's very cold in Yorkshire. Right, so I'm going to fold together, and I'm going to line this up with the edge of there with my fingers, and then I'm going to commit to sticking by pushing that tab down with my thumb, and that way I should get it straight. Well, I would do if I'd put any fast fuse. I hadn't even put fast fuse on there. Oh my goodness, I've forgotten that one, obviously. You could have told me. You probably sat there thinking she hadn't even put any adhesive on that one. Oh dear me. Let's try again. Okay, so I'm lining it up with there, and then I'm going to guide it on with my thumb. And I'm just going to do that all the way around to create my box. Line it up and then press. Here again, just line it up and then press. And with practice you get more and more accurate with that and it no longer becomes wonky. Okay, so now I'm going to do my lid, which is the same size to start with. It's 8.5 by 8.5, but we're going to score it all the way around at 1 inch. 1 15/16 of an inch. Which is just the tiny mark just before the 2, basically, so that you've just got that 1/16 of an inch difference in the sizes to get you that really snug fit. Okay, so 1 15/16 of an inch. You've got to be accurate, you've got to keep it straight. Okay, and we're doing that on all 4 sides. You can fast forward this bit if you want, because I'm just going to cut it and form it the same as I formed the box. Okay, so it's up to you if you don't want to watch me. But you might miss some gossip. I might talk about something really interesting and you'll miss it, so or not. I'm just going to fold and burnish before I cut. It just helps keep those score lines a little bit clearer for me, and I can cut more accurately. Okay. Right, so again I'm cutting along and then turn, cut, turn, cut, turn, cut. Okay, so I'm cutting along my score line there, and I'm just going to notch it. And the same up there. Okay. I can't do this any faster or I'll chop my fingers off. And you know, it's not a good look when you've got you know, blood all over your white cardstock. I did snip my fingers yesterday because I'm bad for cutting like that, and then I'll snip my fingers and it didn't half hurt. So just be careful you don't nick your fingers with the end of these scissors because they are very, very sharp. Okay. And you don't want to create a perfect box and then have to start again because you've bled out all over it. Okay. I'm just taking my time and being really careful because I want it to go together nicely, and because we have only got that, literally that tiny increment of difference between the, you know, the base of the box and the lid, it needs to be as accurate as you can get it. And you know, the idea of that tiny increment is that it will fit very, very snugly. And I don't know where I've got that from. Get off. Random rubber band. You don't need a rubber band for this project. Nope, not at all. Fast fuse I've now got used to. The trick seems to be not to be, I'm quite heavy-handed with stuff, and you don't need to be with fast fuse. In fact, probably the lighter the better, because if you push down too hard, you're going to push that back, you're going to break the tape. You know, and you'll often see people go, oh, the tape's all unravelled and it's broken. It's because they've been too heavy-handed with it and they've snapped it. Although Stampin' Up! Are very good, if you have any problems with anything, let your demonstrator know and they'll get you a replacement. Okay, they are very, very good. Right, so if I put fast, I haven't put it on, I've done it again, I've forgotten that last one. Okay. I want lots on, I just don't want it gaping. Okay. So, let's get this one together. Line it up and push, line it up. I find it easy to line them up because my eyesight's not terribly good. I use my fingers to line them up and then push from inside to stick it down. There we go. Okay, so that is the bottom. So now this will just slide onto the top. It does fits very snugly one way. Can't remember which way it is. Is it that way? It does fit very, very snugly one way. Right, so there we go. That's our box done. Now to decorate it, like I said, I'm using the Night of Bethlehem. These have been cut in foil and I've got some that's cut in basic black. I'm just going to put them all on here ready. And that's ready. And I've also cut some layers here. I've got some basic black and this is some gold foil paper. Now this is actually not a Stampin' Up one. Stampin' Up do it, but I've run out, so I'm using contraband. But you know, just pretend it's Stampin' Up. I just needed it for just this project and I just run out. So I've had to use what I've got. And I'm going to layer these one on top of the other. And it's going to go on the lid of my box. Again, it's going to help it be even more sturdy. So I've got the basic black. And this has been cut 1/4 of an inch smaller than the box. The measurements will be on my blog. My brain's gone now, I can't remember them all. Let me just take that off. I'm just going to remove the lid and turn it upside down and press it. Okay. Okay. There we go, that's pressed. And then I've got my foiled sheet here, which I'm then going to glue, which is another 1/4 of an inch smaller. I don't use fast fuse on this because I want it to be straight. And I'll stick it on, okay. So that's going to go on here like so. So we're getting a nice layered look, okay. That'll glue, give it a press. It's all helping not only to decorate your box, but it's helping to make it that little bit more sturdy as well. Let me just get that so it's straight. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to put that to one side 1 minute. Well, this is my layer that I'm going to do my sentiment on. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is get my dust buddy, because I'm going to heat emboss my sentiment. And now my sentiment is just quite simply the word joy. And I've taken that from the Cheers to the Years set here. Okay. And I'm going to use copper embossing powder and obviously my Versamark. So let's get that done. So joy, have I got that the right way around? You know when you're looking at a letter and it doesn't look the right way around? Okay. So line that up there. And I'm just going to put it in the top corner, sort of there. Okay. Happy with that? Yes, I am. Move these out of the way. Get my copper embossing powder on. Give that a sprinkle. Happy with that. Heat gun. Let's get it blasted. that's that bit done. I can just see this lifting just slightly here. I just push it back down again. That's the only thing with wet glue is you've got to wait for it to dry, which on video isn't always the best thing. Right, so from my dies I have here, we have the Mary and Joseph, the Shepherd and the Star. So I'm going to get Mary and Joseph, and I'm going to, well, I'm assuming it's Mary and Joseph on the donkey, it's Bethlehem. Can't be anybody else. And I'm just going to quickly add those on with glue. You could use dimensionals. Like so. And we'll put the shepherd over here. Like so. And then we'll have our guiding star, Star of Bethlehem, over here. And then that's our scene that will then go on our box lid, which still isn't dry. Let me give it another press. I'm going to add this on with dimensionals. I don't have the mini ones to hand. We'll manage. Okay. So, dimensional. Okay, add these on. I need about 10 billion because I've picked up the wrong size dimensionals. I should really have used the standard size and I've picked up the miniature ones. Oh well. We can just use 1 billion of them, it's fine, they grow on trees. Oh dear. Right, not to worry. Okay, now the kind of like special part of decorating this is going to come next. It's the sides. And we're going to decorate it super special. Okay, so that's those. Let's get that on. Doesn't matter really which way around it goes because it is square, so long as it's kind of in the middle. And that looks really, really pretty already. Okay, you've got that lovely look. I love the black and the gold. Well, it's bronze and gold together. Okay, let's move those. So now I'm going to start and I'm going to decorate my sides. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do it layered. And I'm going to have the bronze and then I'm going to have the black over the top, I think. Let me just see. Right, so I want the larger bronze and then the smaller black. But what I'm going to need to do is I'm just going to need to trim my die cuts because they are just slightly larger than my box. So let's sort that out. I'm just going to cut a slither at a time because I'm not 100% sure of the exact measurement that I need. So I'm just lining it up to the basically the edge of my cutting strip so that it just cuts a slither off. Slither? A tiny bit, okay? Just that much to start with. Okay. Now, let me have a look. Let me have a look. Right, it's still not enough because that is still protruding. So let me cut another sliver off. As I say, I didn't do a sample, so it is what it is. And that's just about right. Yeah, happy with that. So what I'll do is I will cut the other one that I have to the same size by layering them up, and I'm just going to cut it by hand. Don't matter. So that's the back layer anyway. It's fine. Okay. Right. So let me just move that a minute. and I'm going to do one side to give you the idea, and then I will pause the video and come back when I have finished. Otherwise you'll be sat here for an hour, and we don't want that, do we? Okay, very gently just dot about on the smaller elements and then add it to the box. Okay, add it central so it's even, and then any protruding parts like the leaves of these trees I'm going to snip off. I am going to wait until my glue's dried to snip it off so that nothing gets torn. And very gently just doing that like so. Okay, and then I'm going to get the black layer, and we've got this one which is different, and we're going to layer it. I'm going to layer it there, I think. Shall I? Shan't I? Yes, I will. I'll layer it like that. Okay, now I'm going to just snip the ends of that off like so. Yeah, that's perfect, and then we will glue that on there. So I'm going to go away and I'm going to finish each side, and then I will come back when I've done. Okay, so I'm back. I've finished my box. I've been and done all of my gluing off of camera. If I just show you the sides, all four sides now have a layer of the gold foil die cut with the black one laid over the top, so it gives a lovely dimensional look, a very luxurious look to this box. It's beautiful. It would suit a male or a female. It's absolutely beautiful, you know, it's a gift in itself. So I hope you like that idea, hope you'll give it a try. And that is the Night in Bethlehem set. What a beautiful, beautiful set. I hope you like that, I hope you'll give it a try. Don't forget, all the measurements are over on my blog at scrimpingmommy.co.uk. Thanks for watching. Bye.